A woman's body after 60 is a masterpiece of resilience, but it communicates its needs in quieter, more subtle ways than it used to. Sometimes this whisper sounds like a fatigue that settles deep in your bones, a tiredness that a good night's sleep just can't seem to touch. It can feel like a gentle fading of your own inner light, a brain fog that makes words feel just out of reach, or a new unsteadiness in your step. Many of us are told or simply assume that this is the unavoidable price of growing older. But the truth is, this decline is often not about the years on the calendar. It's a sign of a specific silent deficiency that is incredibly common and thankfully remarkably simple to address once you know what to look for. Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Emily Hart, and for more than 15 years, I've had the privilege of helping women navigate the incredible changes in their bodies with clarity and compassion. This channel is a space for us to do just that together. If you're looking for trustworthy, science-backed wisdom to help you feel vibrant and strong in this chapter of life, I invite you to subscribe and join our growing community. I so enjoy seeing where our conversations reach, so please tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? I love knowing where this community of strong women comes together. Today we are going to pull back the curtain on one of the most common, yet overlooked nutritional gaps for women over 60. We are talking about vitamin B12. And I know it might not sound as glamorous as other vitamins, but I like to think of B12 as the quiet, essential infrastructure for your vitality. It's the master electrician for your nervous system and the spark plug for your energy production. When it runs low, things just don't run as they should. So let's explore not just what this deficiency looks like, but why it happens, and most importantly, how to reclaim the energy and clarity you deserve. The first thing to understand is why this becomes such a common issue as we move past our 60s. It's not about what you're eating, it's about what your body can absorb. I remember a patient of mine, a wonderful woman named Margaret. At 72, she was the matriarch of her family, known for her sharp wit and incredible memory for birthdays. But she came to me feeling deeply frustrated. She said, "Emily, I feel like my mind is full of fog. I walked into the kitchen yesterday and just stood there, completely unable to remember why I went in. I'm forgetting names of people I've known for years. Am I losing my mind?" Her fear was palpable, and it's a fear I hear so often. What Margaret was experiencing wasn't a failure of her mind, but a change in her digestion. Here's the simple science of it. To get vitamin B12 out of your food, like fish, meat, or eggs, your stomach needs to produce a strong amount of acid. This acid acts like a key, unlocking the B12 from the protein it's attached to. As we age, our production of stomach acid naturally declines. It's a normal physiological change. So, even if Margaret was eating a beautiful B12-rich diet, her body no longer had enough of the keys to unlock it. Without that key, the B12 simply passes through, unable to be used. This is why a deficiency can develop even in women who eat very well. Understanding this is the first step toward empowerment. It means you are not failing. Your body's needs have simply evolved. Now let's talk about how this deficiency feels in your day-to-day life, because the symptoms are often so subtle they are easily dismissed. We've talked about the brain fog and memory slips, but it goes deeper. The most common sign I see is a profound and persistent fatigue. This isn't just feeling a little tired at the end of the day. This is a weariness that makes the thought of going for a walk, meeting friends for lunch, or playing with your grandchildren feel like climbing a mountain. I think of another patient, Susan, who was an avid gardener. Gardening was her sanctuary, her joy. She came to see me because she'd been feeling unsteady on her feet. She'd trip over the garden hose more often and felt a strange, weak sensation in her legs. Even more worrying to her was a faint but persistent tingling in her fingers and toes, a pins and needles feeling that wouldn't go away. She was terrified it was the beginning of a serious neurological disease. Her joy was being stolen by fear and physical limitation. Susan's symptoms are classic signs of a B12 deficiency. Let's go back to our analogy of B12 as the master electrician. Your nerves are like electrical wires that send messages from your brain to the rest of your body. These wires need a protective coating to function properly, called the myelin sheath. Vitamin B12 is absolutely essential for maintaining this healthy coating. When B12 levels are low, that coating can start to thin out. The electrical signals then become weak or staticky. That static is what you feel as tingling or numbness in your hands and feet. The weak signal to your legs is what can cause that feeling of unsteadiness and poor balance. It's not your imagination. It's your body's electrical system sending you a clear signal that it needs support. If any of this is sounding familiar, I want you to just take a slow, deep breath. You are in the right place, and we are going to walk through this together. There is so much hope, and the solutions are often much simpler than you think. This brings us to the most important part of our conversation: how to lovingly and effectively restore your body's B12 levels and reclaim your vitality. This is the journey that both Margaret and Susan went on. After a simple blood test confirmed they were both low in vitamin B12, the fear began to lift and was replaced by a sense of purpose. The solution is a two-part approach: nourishing your body through food, and for most women in our age group, supplementing wisely. First, let's talk about food. Vitamin B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products. This is not a judgment on any way of eating. It is simply a biological fact. Wonderful food sources include salmon, tuna, clams, lean beef, eggs, and dairy products like yogurt and milk. For women who enjoy these foods, making a conscious effort to include them regularly is a fantastic first step. For example, a beautiful piece of grilled salmon for dinner or a couple of hard-boiled eggs for a snack can contribute to your B12 intake. Some foods, like breakfast cereals and certain plant-based milks, are fortified with B12, and they can be helpful too. However, for many women over 60, food alone isn't enough to correct a deficiency. Remember the key we talked about, the stomach acid? Because that key is often missing, we need a way to get B12 into your system that bypasses that lock altogether. This is where a high-quality supplement becomes your best friend. But not all supplements are created equal. The most effective form for someone with absorption issues is often a sublingual B12. This means it's a small tablet or liquid that you place under your tongue. It dissolves and is absorbed directly into the rich network of blood vessels there, going straight into your bloodstream. It completely sidesteps the need for stomach acid. I usually recommend the methylcobalamin form of B12, as it's the active form that your body can use immediately without having to convert it first. For Margaret, starting a daily sublingual B12 supplement was life-changing. Within a few weeks, she told me the fog had started to lift. She was finding her words more easily. She felt sharper, more engaged, and more like herself. For Susan, the change was in her body. The tingling in her fingers began to subside. She felt more stable and confident in her garden, her sanctuary. She wasn't afraid of falling anymore. She was planting new flowers. These stories are not miracles. They are the result of listening to the body's whispers and giving it precisely what it was asking for. Restoring your B12 levels can mean the difference between a life that feels like it's shrinking and one that is full of energy, clarity, and joyful participation. It means having the stamina to keep up with your grandchildren, the mental sharpness to engage in a book club, and the physical confidence to move through your world with grace and strength. Nourishing your body is not a chore. It is a celebration of the life you want to live. As we close our time together today, I want to leave you with this thought. Your body has carried you through a lifetime of experiences, of love, of challenges, and of joy. It deserves your kindness, your attention, and your advocacy. Feeling tired, foggy, or unsteady is not a mandatory part of aging. It is a signal, an invitation to look deeper, and to provide the support your body needs to thrive. You are wise, you are resilient, and you are worthy of feeling your absolute best. Your journey to vitality is yours to own, and you never have to walk it alone. In the comments below, I would love for you to share one small thing you'll do this week to honor your body's needs. Perhaps it's scheduling that doctor's appointment, or trying a new B12-rich recipe, or simply taking a moment to thank your body for all that it does. Your stories and intentions inspire us all. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Until next time, be well and be so very kind to yourself.